industry. One of the things that came to mind was from a sales perspective, especially if you're looking at your BD representatives, anyone, chief of sales, these types of things. While we're out here bringing in new accounts, new avenues of revenue, do you feel it's critical? I know I do, but I want to hear your perspective. I'm just so everybody knows, I have Hans on here from Europe, and we're here in the United States, and you guys have been great allies of the United States. But I really want to talk because there's a little bit slightly different standards, but it's still the same premise. And one of the things that I just wanted to mention was when we are doing sales, let's say we're about to sign a new contract. Do you feel it's vital that the sales executive or account manager asks that new contract, hey, what's in your protocol for your cybersecurity incident insurance reports? What standards do we need to meet as a vendor, vice versa, so that out the gate, before we sign this new contract from a sales standpoint, we're compliant? Is this something you feel that sales executives need to do a better job on, or we need to receive better training on? Because it really does seem like these little things could really be implemented to make a big difference overall.
Yeah, definitely. I think that when we talk about digital security, cybersecurity, we need to understand that it's not limited to or isolated to a single company. It's actually part of the whole ecosystem itself. So, and the cybersecurity or the digital security that we talk about is as strong as the weakest link in that ecosystem itself, which is very, very important to understand. I think it was last year, there was a Swedish retail firm called Coop, C-O-O-P, that have a chain of retail stores. They have 800 stores here in Sweden. And on their checkout counter, checkout machine, they have application that comes in the second line from an American company called Kaseya or something like that. And they were then held ransom for $60 million. And they closed down that application from Kaseya to all of their partners, including the 600 store in Sweden that has to be closed down because they could not charge the customers in the retail store.
It's like a domino effect across the board.
Yes, definitely. And that means today we have applications and so on that are so built up of so many applications, so many parts and components coming from different parts of the world. And if one component is then attacked, then it will be then affecting the whole application and the whole systems.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that is something we need to do, that before we sign a contract with a vendor or something like that, then we need to see, okay, what happens if there's a cyber attack on your system or a component of your system? We need to understand that we are on the same level here. We're on the same page, what happens, and that we can probably stress test it or do a fire drill before we sign the contract. So we are sure that we are on top of any sort of attacks that will occur.
I truly think that a fire drill needs to be implemented in the sales process on this type of topic. I can truly say in the 17 years of sales experience I have never been trained to follow any type of policy standards or compliance standards. It's more about, we got to go, we got to get revenue, and we don't have time to sit here and talk about that type of stuff. When in reality, if you're looking from a strategic account management standpoint, we're doing more work for ourselves that isn't necessary by not addressing this on the front end. So thank you. I appreciate that.